Namaskar, Swamiji.
Namaskar.
My name is Asha. If I understand correctly, the universe is like a dream that appears in pure consciousness or pure awareness. So my question is, does consciousness then can it change the dream or the the laws, the universe? Does it have control over what is appearing, or is the appearance like spontaneous, like what we see in our dreams? So is it just something that's appearing to consciousness over which it has no volitional control? In which case, it seems that pure consciousness is no longer omnipotent or all-powerful.
All right.
On the other hand...
Oh, hold on to the other hand.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to answer this first part of the question first, because there's a lot involved. There's a lot involved there. So this universe, all our life, is like an appearance in pure consciousness. What are you? You are pure consciousness. Like the Mandukya thing which we started off with. You are this pure consciousness in which the dream of your dreams appear, the dream of your waking appears, and no dreams at all, deep sleep. That also appears, and it keeps changing. But you are this background consciousness, like a movie screen or something. All right. But now she's asking, what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Asha.
Asha. Asha is asking, does the pure consciousness have any volitional control over this dream? Now, there is, one must investigate a little deeper. It's like asking, so if I identify myself as pure consciousness and this life is a dream, Asha's life is a dream, can I craft a better life for Asha as pure consciousness? The answer would be, again, yes and no. No, primarily because, first of all, when you say volition, I want to change the terms and conditions of this life. I didn't read the fine print when I was born, that the terms and conditions apply. Now I want to renegotiate all this. This is not working for me. But that volition, that desire is part of the mind. Is at the level, I'll come to you, is at the level of the mind. Pure consciousness is a witness of that too. Remember, my desire to change the terms and conditions of my life, it disappears when I fall asleep and I start dreaming something else. It disappears completely when I go into deep sleep. But pure consciousness continues. So the volition of making this change or that change is not a part of your real nature. It appears as part of the dream, as much as the project of a character in a movie would be. A person in the movie wants to do something in the movie, achieve great things in the movie. Now, you are the watcher of the movie. The hero's project in the movie is not your project. You identify with it and you enjoy the whole thing, but it's not your project.
I mean, I don't mean at the level of me as such. I mean like exactly the supreme consciousness.
The supreme consciousness.
Can it change the universe that it's dreaming?
Right. You ask the question, you use terms like omnipotence of pure consciousness.
Yeah.
All right. Now we come to the second level of this. Is there someone in charge? All right. Asha is not in charge of the universe. We have settled that. But is there somebody in charge at all? Anybody out there? Yes. So that is the idea of God in Advaita Vedanta. The absolute reality, pure consciousness, is one thing, which let's just call it Brahman. And there is something called Ishvara or God, the God of religion. And Vedanta accepts it, that there is pure consciousness with the power of Maya, which is called Ishvara, which is in charge of creating, maintaining, and finally destroying this entire universe. And again creating, maintaining, just like your own day goes through waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and again waking, dreaming, deep sleep. Similarly, on a cosmic scale, there is a consciousness which wakes up, and then this universe is created, and the whole work day is this universe, and then that cosmic consciousness goes to bed, and the whole universe disappears. Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya. Creation or projection, existence of this universe, and then disappearance of this universe. And again, repeat, and so on. All of those are appearances in pure consciousness. But at the level of the appearance, there is someone, something in charge, which is called the God of the universe. That's not the individual being. The universe doesn't run according to our whims. Almost nothing runs according to our whims. I love that when Professor Bryant, he said, what do you mean I am Brahman? God is in charge of running the universe. God controls the universe. I can't even control my own bowel movements. So, so there's this huge difference, gulf between the individual being and the cosmic being. Individual being, Jiva in Sanskrit. Cosmic being is Shiva. It sort of rhymes nicely, Jiva and Shiva. Ishvara, Saguna Brahman, Brahman with attributes. But beyond the individual and the cosmic is you, the basic awareness, the pure consciousness. That's your real nature. And that's also God's real nature. It's calculating, the wheels are turning. Yes.
So,
So,
the pure consciousness is unmoving, is still, is peaceful. It's beyond attributes and
beyond
desire.
attributes. And that's
So, but-
called Nirguna Brahman.
But from that is what creation arises. So the very creating, isn't that kind of like a, I don't know whether to say desire, but it's like a disturbance or
yes.
a in that pure.
If it actually did disturb or change, you could say that. But it actually doesn't disturb. How disturbed is the screen when there is a comedy playing, a tragedy playing, a horror film playing, you know, or no movie at all playing? Is the screen exactly the same? It's the same. It's absolutely the same. One must distinguish between consciousness as such and mind. When I think, the mind moves. I mean, there are things happening in the mind. When I think, I imagine, I enjoy, I suffer, I wake, I dream, I fall asleep. All of this is mind, not consciousness. And it's lit up by you, the consciousness. Your only job, quote unquote, it's not a job, it's your very nature, is shining. This undiluted, unaffected shining is our real nature, Brahman. There, it's always perfectly peaceful. Or peace itself, in fact, that's the name used in the Mandukya, Shantam. You are peace itself. And there is a temporary peace and rest and restlessness going on in the world of appearance. Yes.
Thank you, Swamiji.
What about the other hand?
I asked.
Okay, you asked the question. Good.